A proposal for a massive 50-story skyscraper in San Francisco's outer Sunset has already stirred up controversy, and now it's apparently also stirring up scandal. Here's a look at where it would go. 2700 Sloped Boulevard, where the Slope Garden Center currently sits, across from the San Francisco Zoo. That rendering shows what the residential tower would look like. Our media partner at the San Francisco Standard did some digging, and as they explain in this new article, the man behind the idea has a history as a con man. Joining us live now is Josh Kane, senior reporter for the Standard. Josh, thanks for coming on the show.
Hey, Kristen, good to see you.
I mean, I want to ask you, why is this project so controversial? But let's just go ahead and show people the picture again, the sketch, right? I mean, we all know the Sunset has like low buildings, maybe 2-3 stories, but look at this. Talk to us about what people are saying and thinking about this.
Yeah, well, we put in our story today that it sticks out like a 589-foot sore thumb in the Sunset. Most buildings in that neighborhood are about 2 stories high. The tallest building in that area is 5 stories high. This would be 10 times that. It would be 50 stories, 608 condos, 110 of which would be for affordable housing, have 100,000 square foot of retail space, a 200-plus car garage. It is just almost a joke. It's kind of a caricature of development when we're talking about building more dense in the Sunset. But our story didn't just touch on the fact that this project's pretty controversial in size. It's also controversial because of the person who's trying to actually build it.
Yeah, can you talk to us about that? Who is this person and what is that checkered past they have?
Yeah, so it's a developer couple named John and Raylan Hickey. John Hickey, actually, what makes his involvement in this whole project a little bit dubious is that he actually went to prison for about almost 8 years. And the reason was because he was involved in a Ponzi scheme in the 90s that basically built 700 plus people out of $20 million. They were pitching property development in Napa and Sonoma counties and elsewhere. And so when he got busted for this, he actually was in the process of trying to create another billion-dollar development in India Basin. It was going to create 3 residential towers that would have been the tallest residential towers in all of California in the early 2000s. And so when he was pitching this to the planning department and everybody was like, wow, this is kind of a crazy idea, he was actually already indicted. So John Hickey actually ended up going to prison. He gets out. He actually has restitution that he has to pay his victims from the Ponzi scheme. As of 2016, he had paid a little over $5,000 of the $17 million plus that he owed.
All right, so he hasn't paid most of the money he's been ordered to pay in restitution. First of all, I don't even know where he gets the money to develop this, but let's just talk about...
That is a question.
Right, but normally you would say, okay, this project is dead in the water, right? So many petitions, people hate it, it looks like a joke. But I know there have been some recent changes in state law that doesn't necessarily mean cities can stop whatever eyesore they don't want pop up to go up. So, you know, explain to us what's happening here.
Yeah, so what happened was the Hickeys had put forward a project that was going to be around 12 to 13 stories, and the planning department for San Francisco rejected it, saying it wouldn't work. And so the Hickeys came back, and in May, roughly April, May, they proposed this now monstrosity of a building by comparison, and it's actually 4 separate towers supposedly on one podium or structure that allows it to essentially avoid some of the rules that San Francisco has. While there have been a lot of state laws that encourage and accelerate the building of housing, which we need, this one is kind of a little bit sneaky in the way that it's trying to do it. And obviously then there's the issue of like, why are they doing it? How are they going to pay for it? Is this even a real idea, or are they just trying to give a middle finger to the planning department of San Francisco?
Right. So have you talked to either the developers or any of the planning people or the supervisors about this?
Well, we talked to a lot of city officials for the story we wrote, and I actually personally went down to the home of the Hickeys to speak with them. It's
and they
relatively
invited you
nice.
In for tea, yes?
Actually, no. What they did do was I got there, big gold Escalade parked out front. I rang on the doorbell a couple times, and a woman came out, and I was like, oh, hi, I'm trying to meet these people who are developing this project. Are they home? And the woman said, no, actually, they're not. And I told her, okay, well, this is who I am. I'm writing a story. And then she goes, well, actually, I'm Raylan Hickey. I'm the wife. but we're not going to talk to you. And then she went back inside. And I was like, okay. So
all right. Well,
that was weird.
There's
that was
more
weird.
to that, but I can't give you the time to talk about it now. We're out of time, but I want to have people read your article, and they can do that, Josh, at your website, which is sfstandard.com, with a lot of original reporting.